Wait, that's happened?
Most people think they know the Easter story. A man, a cross, an empty tomb, and somehow chocolate eggs and a giant bunny. But the original story is far stranger and more intense than most people realize. So what really happened during the first Easter? And how did we get from crucifixion to candy?
The story comes from the New Testament, 4 accounts known as the Gospels: Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. They tell the same core events, but with surprising differences. It begins around 30 AD. A preacher named Jesus arrives in Jerusalem, welcomed like a king. Crowds cheer, laying palm branches before him, but within a week, he'll be dead. Things spiral when Jesus storms the temple, flipping tables and accusing merchants of corruption. This makes powerful enemies. Days later, at the Last Supper, he reveals that one of his own followers will betray him. That man is Judas. Whether for money or something darker, Judas leads soldiers to Jesus that very night, identifying him with a kiss. Jesus is arrested. He's put on trial, accused of blasphemy, and handed over to the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate. Pilate offers the crowd a choice: free Jesus or a criminal named Barabbas. They choose Barabbas. Jesus is sentenced to crucifixion. He's forced to carry his cross to Golgotha, the place of the skull, and is nailed to it. For hours he hangs there. Darkness falls, and his final words? Even the Gospels don't agree. Then he dies. But the story doesn't end there. Jesus is buried in a sealed tomb. 3 days later, women visit the site and find it empty. The stone is gone. An angel declares he has risen. In another account, Jesus appears alive, first mistaken for a gardener, then revealed to his followers. Some believe instantly. Others, like Thomas, doubt until they see proof. Eventually, Jesus gives a final message and ascends into heaven. And that's the original Easter story. Now here's what's fascinating. Most historians agree on at least one detail: that Jesus was a real person and that he was crucified under Pontius Pilate. But everything beyond that, that's where faith and interpretation begin. So how did we go from that to Easter eggs and bunnies? Long before Christianity, eggs were already powerful symbols of new life and rebirth. And since Easter happens in spring, a season of renewal, the symbolism fit perfectly. Early Christians began decorating eggs, sometimes painting them red to represent Jesus' blood. Over time, the tradition grew. Kings gifted golden eggs, royal families commissioned jeweled masterpieces, and eventually, chocolate entered the picture. By the 1800s, chocolate eggs became popular in Europe, and companies like Cadbury turned them into a global phenomenon. And the Easter Bunny? That comes from European folklore. Rabbits, known for their rapid reproduction, became symbols of fertility and new life. In some traditions, a magical hare would judge children and reward the well-behaved with eggs. Yes, a rabbit delivering eggs. It makes no sense, but it stuck. Today, Easter is a mix of ancient traditions, religious belief, and modern celebration. For some, it's deeply spiritual. For others, it's about family, holidays, and way too much chocolate.
If you enjoyed this strange piece of history, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more.